Sorry, my video shut off. Anyways, your mind is constantly thinking, will it be like this forever? How am I going to survive this? It's looking into the future. Your mind starts future what ifing and future living and future catastrophizing. And once your mind gets involved, okay, your physical body's already involved. It's already sending the chemicals. It's already trying to keep you surviving. Then your mind gets involved. And once you start future catastrophizing and what ifing, and it starts to bring you down, it starts to bring you into the story, and you're not above it anymore. You're stuck in it and you're spiraling. And then your emotions come into it, and you're in despair, you're in hopelessness, you're in terror, you're in helplessness, you're in victimhood, and you spiral. And I'm trying to take myself this time to remind myself, so I will remind you if this is the case where anyone's in crisis, setback, a huge crash, or simply right at the beginning and are having all these crazy symptoms, of suffering and attack on your system. You've got to change your story. And I know it's easier said than done, because it is hard when you're in survival mode not to try to find a way to get yourself to survive, not to think about the future, not to feel hopeless and despair and all these emotions that honestly are going to keep you stuck for longer. And I'm trying to remind myself to sit with the feelings, to sit with the symptoms, to accept them, to try to calm my body out of fight or flight, and to try to get out of resistance. Resisting what is creating more stress and strain and fight in your mind, body, and soul. And although you want these to be gone, although you are resisting them with every amount of your being, you've got to try to accept and allow them to come and realize this is just a setback. It doesn't have to be like this forever. I'm not going to go into my past story. I'm not going to go into my future what ifing. I'm going to stay in the moment. I'm going to try to relax my body as best I can and let the symptoms float through. Let the symptoms, as tough as it may be, just attack your body or whatever they're doing. And not think about, what's to become of me, what's to become of my kids, like how am I going to cope? I can't even cope this 1 second. How am I going to cope for longer? How could I fix this? What did I do? It spirals. It spirals. It's spiraling with me. And I'm trying to remind myself, just like I want to remind everybody else, that you really do have to detach. You have to be the person who just witnesses all this, and the person who allows, accepts, not accepts that you're always going to be like this, but just accepts, like, this is what's happening. I'm resisting and fighting only will make it worse. The other thing is, it's very easy for your body to just want to keep you safe, and so it makes your world smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. It goes into the past story, what happened, in the past, and how can we protect this person. It starts firing chemicals. It starts doing everything it can to get you to survive. And what you want to do in this situation is try to do the opposite of what your scared, fearful, reptilian mind is telling you to do. Okay, it's telling you to run, it's telling you to cry, it's telling you that you need help, it's telling you, it's telling you all these fight or fight or freeze messages. And what we want to do is use our opposite technique, where we say, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I feel like I need to do. So instead, I'm going to breathe deeply, I'm going to be calm, I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to put my focus on something else other than internal. I'm going to focus on my breath, the houses around me, go for a walk, do a distraction, put on a TV show, anything else that can just be the opposite of what you think you can do. You feel like you have to protect and guard your post with fierce intensity so that, things don't get worse or it doesn't even spiral even more out of control. So your grip is tight. You have a tight iron grip. And I know it's half of it, most of it is subconscious, and it's instinctual, and it's very hard to relax or do the opposite when your body is telling you that you need an iron grip. But if you can take the opposite approach, and if you can remember that you can either stay and allow this to control you, or you can control it. You can go against it. You don't have to listen to it. You can control your life. You can get out and do whatever you want to do. You can ignore it. You can tell it to go away. You can not give in to the helplessness, the hopelessness, the victimhood, the despair, the spiraling. You still have control. There's a small piece of you inside that still has control, that has free will, that can choose to look away, to turn your head, to walk away. I know it's following you and it's tapping you on the shoulder. Hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. You can journal it out. You can scream it out. You can do whatever you need to do, but you don't want to fall back into the pattern of isolating yourself, calling whoever you need to call for help, making yourself not be able to do anything anymore, just getting small to the point of barely being alive. And so I'm having a really hard time doing this because my symptoms are raging. And so this might be the last video, just to protect my kids and protect them in the future, because I don't know what's going to happen. That I talk about my symptoms for a while, that I talk about anything too personal. But when you're in this place, you have to remember to talk to yourself like a child, like your little child, or the child that you once were, a little strange 3-year-old kid who has come up to you out of the blue, whose parents have left, who's all alone, who's suffering, and says to you, I don't think I'm strong enough. I don't think I can make it. I need help. I need love. And you need to turn and be that person for yourself. You're going to be okay. I love you. I will never leave you. You're safe. I will help you. And you need to say this to yourself. I will help you. I will love you. I will never leave you. We're going to work it out. Don't give up. You're strong enough. You're good enough. This doesn't have to be forever. You have your whole life ahead of you. And so these are the types of things that we need to say to ourselves when we need to hear them the most. And remember our strength inside, and remember to be the parent and to be the source for that scared, helpless child who's in fight or flight and who needs you. You don't need to run to external people. You don't need to run to external things. You don't need to try to fix it. What that child needs most is to be held in your arms and just feel safe and secure. And so whatever you can do to hold yourself in your own arms and to feel safe and secure and loved is really the most critical thing you can do at any point during a setback. And I'm going to be working on that with myself. So I hope this is a reminder to anyone, and you're going to be okay. You are going to be okay. You're loved. You're safe. This is temporary. You're strong enough. You can do it. Don't give up. Don't give in.